Welcome back, live shot, Century Plaza Hotel and Spa. Bit of smoke coming from 180 West 2nd for good reason, though. We're talking about the Langley RibFest. Rob Reinhardt is here. Perry Smoke and Spice, nice to see you.
Thanks for having us on to talk about Langley RibFest. This is going to be great.
Well, how do we do ribs to perfection? You're taking us through it. This cut right here, if someone loves the ribs, why is this a good cut? How do you know?
This is a big, beautiful slab of beef ribs. Okay. This weekend we're doing pork ribs, beef ribs. You'll find chicken, brisket, all the southern favorites. But I'm going to walk you through the process of getting this thing on the smoker, getting it smoked, getting it nice and tender.
Okay.
Benetti Meats in Langley, I thank them for getting me these ribs on short notice yesterday. They're absolutely beautiful, full of meat here. First thing I want to do on the backside of beef ribs is remove the membrane here. It's difficult for me to demonstrate that because it looks like my butcher already did that for me. But beef ribs have a tough membrane on the backside here, so we want to make sure we remove that.
So tip one, find a good butcher.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for a good cut, save that word.
I'm a pretty straightforward guy when it comes to recipes. I don't like complexity. I want to use a good beef rub, commercial beef rub for doing Southern style barbecue.
And what do you look for ingredients in a good rub?
Flavors that complement beef in this case. We have salt in here, lots of garlic, granulated onion, and most importantly, pepper. So that's pretty straightforward. I just want to make sure I have an adequate coat of seasoning on there. These are going to be on the smoker for a long time, so I want to make sure that the flavor develops and builds over time. I'm a big fan of pepper, so we're going to go with a little extra black pepper on here too. Pepper complements beef very well.
And once you put that rub on, how long do you essentially let it sit before it hits the smoker?
You can put it on well in advance. It's not really a mandatory part of the process. Even 15 minutes to allow the salt to melt down a little bit and adhere to the meat. That's really all that's necessary.
Okay.
So we're going to be cooking these on a smoker. Most backyard smokers, we're looking at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 6 to 7 hours. Beef ribs take a long time. We're going to throw them on, we're going to let them smoke for 4 to 5 hours, and then I'll actually wrap up this whole rack in some aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Let it braise a little bit longer, let it get nice and tender.
Well, you did that for us. You got the final.
Let's have a look at the finished product. You
final
bet.
cut in there. And as you pull that out, Langley RibFest, first time in Langley, happening this weekend.
Absolutely.
What can people expect that are going to be coming down?
McLeod Athletic Park. It's a big, beautiful open park. We saw it for the first time yesterday. This event runs from Friday through Sunday, 7 to 9 each day. And people can expect free admission, some great food, lots of beverages, live music all weekend, kids entertainment. The whole concept is fantastic.
Look how tender this cut is.
So
right
these
here.
are falling apart in my hands here. Yeah. So these ribs have been smoked for quite a long time. Really nice tender beef here. See if I can get them to slice in half without them completely falling apart.
And what do you look for, Rob, when you're looking on the smoker to know it's ready?
Well, basically, I go by feel. You can see when I pick this rack of beef ribs up, they just want to fall apart in my hands. At that point, I know they've truly reached that tenderness point that we're looking for. You can see we have lots of moisture in there, lots of tenderness. They should be pretty delicious.
Looks pretty juicy.
Absolutely.
Sauce on after the fact?
Sauce is an optional thing. Traditional Texas-style beef rib wouldn't have sauce on it, but we're Canadians. We like to have barbecue sauce, so we can glaze that on at this point too. I don't want to put it on too early and risk the sauce burning, but now's a good time to apply it if you want some sauce.
We get to learn about it this weekend. Langley RibFest happening Friday through Sunday. RibFestLangley.com? That's the website. Get all the details. You're going to be down there with demonstrations?
I'll be down there. We've got 5 championship barbecuers from across Canada at this event. So people can come down, they can taste ribs, they can taste food from different vendors. It's a people's choice component usually, so people can vote for their favorites. Everybody gets involved. Rob Reinhardt, the people's champ, right here. Thank you. Go on down and get yourself fed. Thanks so much for coming by. Listen, we'll take a break. We'll find out about the weather for RibFest in Langley with Russ right after. All right, let's cut this up for the crew. Absolutely.